Subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Beth, we are off the beaten path in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Taking you inside Spring Hill Antique Mall that is located in an old 1950s high school gym. This is my kind of workout. Let's go inside and discover some treasures together. Join me. Welcome to Spring Antique Mall. They've just opened the doors. 8,000 square feet, 40 booths, and lots to discover with antiques, vintage, collectibles, and a bit of history. We will also look for some hidden gems. Come on inside. It's nice to discover a new place, and this antique mall certainly does not disappoint. I'm liking that Victorian furniture. It's been newly upholstered, $200, which is a very fair price. That carved rosewood. They also have a pair of brass lamps that I think are fantastic. And they place some new shades on these. You could get creative and have something made of fabric with a certain design. $390 for the pair. Very unique look. I like that pineapple finial as well. And brass is definitely back in style. A familiar mirror that you may have seen in period homes and in period dramas. I'll tell you more about the significance of each detail in this historic piece. And it's priced at $320. The American Federal Mirror is something that you often see in historical homes. It actually originates back in the 1400s and can be seen in Jan van Eyck's 1434 painting, the Arnolfini portrait. This one is all American with the eagle representing independence and strength, and these 13 ball embellishments represent the 13 colonies. Lots of things to discover here, including some beautiful mantle lusters. There are two countries that were known for making these. I will tell you more about the history and how this was definitely a symbol of wealth, priced at $450 for the pair. This fireplace mantle is marked down to $900, and this is something that you could place in any room. It doesn't have to have an actual chimney. Lots of detail here. Many creative ways to incorporate this into your home. And there's a writing desk that's priced at $395 that is made by the Amish. A very practical piece and a vintage telephone. Lots of space for letters and cards. I like the beading here on this mantelpiece. Be a great addition. Mantle lusters were popular in the Victorian era from about 1850 to 1890, always sold in pairs and a status symbol to place on the mantle to reflect the light in the mirror. They were made either in England or Bohemia. They also have a couple of Toby jugs. There's an interesting history here. Many of them are made by Royal Doulton. I've shared a lot of information on these in a previous segment at Stockyard Antiques in Sealy, Texas. It looks like this lady has been marked down to $20. The Sari Gamp with that beautiful Royal Doulton back stamp. And she has a lovely bonnet. These are highly collectible and some great prices today. We discovered quite a lot in this first booth, and there's even more to see in the store. And if you look at the flooring as we are shopping, you will notice the high school gymnasium. The bleachers are actually to the far right, behind the desk. It's nice that they can repurpose this building for something wonderful, the Spring Hill Antique Mall. There's an interesting item here in the case, and it's not jewelry. It's something that would have been a memento and taken with perhaps a young soldier. I'll tell you more about this photograph and the history, how it was made. These are harder to find. I was pleased to at least see one today so we could talk about the history. Priced at $35.
The daguerreotype is the first ever publicly available photographic process. It was invented in 1839 by the French artist and photographer Louis Daguerre. It is produced using a silver or silver-colored copper plate.
And this booth is having a sale. I see a very practical find here, a honey pot or jam jar. You could fill that with some candies, cotton balls, just about anything. It is cut crystal, and it's priced at $15. That would make a great gift. It looks like Waterford, but it's not, but very close. High quality. A rose bowl. And a sterling silver compote, and you will see that natural patina. It is becoming more popular to not polish your sterling silver. It's a very unique decor design there. You can incorporate into your Easter. $95. I like seeing the fashion items from the 1940s. The hat boxes would definitely dress up a bedroom. You could place them on top of an armoire. Millinery, look at this. I'm sure someone was stepping out in style. In the 40s, $28 for the Fleur de Lis hat box. Very smart looking. Priced at $15. And there is a shopper that is ready to check out, and I asked if I could share her finds. She's got a great eye, and she's getting some good deals too. That double happiness, $45 each for these ginger jars. So much you can do with these, with or without the lids, of course. I've used these for my birthday party, you may have seen in a previous segment. I invite you to come along for that. And this toll tray for $36. I like the shape, the size, and everything about it. And it does have the sticker. We've seen similar ones at High Street Antiques in Dallas and talked about the history of this company. Hand painted.
They're smart shoppers here at Spring Hill Antiques. These Chinoiserie ginger jars are $45 each. That's a great price. Beautiful tray. And this I especially like from Nashco. It is alcohol and chip resistant, well priced at $36. You never know what you'll find here.
I always take a look at sterling silver when I see it out at antique shops. And this Gorham set is brand new, has never been taken out of the packaging. And I have it on good authority that this was actually a wedding gift to the seller. And it's something they haven't used all those years, and they are passing it along to someone else who can enjoy it. And what a wonderful find. To find these pristine. Just love it. And a pierced bonbon spoon? Yes, please. Love that design. And the tolled candle holders priced at $55. These are sterling silver. That might have also been a wedding gift. That's a very good price. And sterling silver adds so much character and class to your setting. I highly recommend it. And if you can't get a whole flatware set, then definitely add some elements.
Sterling finds with this Gorham Rose Tiara pattern. It was made from 1963 to 2009, and this bonbon spoon has a beautiful reticulated floral design. For $55, that makes the perfect gift. Even if it's not someone's pattern, you can always use a bonbon spoon. Gorham Rose Tiara is a scroll design accented with delicate roses and floral clusters at the tip. These flatware pieces are straight from the factory. Even though it's a retired pattern, it's never been opened. And they have a variety, I'm not sure how many place settings, but enough that you could definitely set a table. And you will notice the iced tea spoon. That is a staple in the South. And you can certainly use it for parfaits, milkshakes. It's not only for iced tea.
Some vintage lawn chairs. and a 1950s pitcher. Have you ever seen some of the original powder rooms that were black and pink from the 1950s? Reminds me of that. Priced at $22 for the pitcher. That would be fun to add to your place setting. And serving, whether it's lemonade, iced tea, just about anything, including a custard sauce, could go in that pitcher. My mother used one growing up because she made a large batch of my grandmother's custard sauce recipe. It's actually on my website. This cherrywood tea table is very nice. You have some extra space for serving there. Vintage china. Absolutely love how these colors work together. And these are some fine pieces made in Japan, about 1945. And it pairs very well with vintage glass. Would look great with the pink glass as well. Registered USA, the Celebrate back stamp. This is an exceptional price for these 1940s dishes. Just love it. Think of all the colors. There's even a touch of blue there. Many possibilities for beautiful settings. Made in Japan.
You are set with this service for $6, priced at $74. This 1940s Japanese dinnerware will be a great addition to your tabletop collection. You could certainly stretch it with white china and then have a table for $12. It pairs nicely with this green satin glass.
There's a lot to discover here as well. And horses, of course, very popular in Tennessee. That would be an interesting design element. And another look at these beautiful dishes. And an item that would pair nicely with that setting, a candle holder that would elevate your everyday. This is a familiar pattern we've seen in previous segments, but more in punch bowls and other items. We've not seen that triple candle holder. This one's extra special. Priced at $22.
The Heisey Company started in 1895 in Newark, Ohio. They are known for the Diamond H, which is the oldest trademark in the glass industry. The same decade as they launched Lariat, there were two other popular patterns, Waverly and Plantation, that features pineapples.
Antique Victorian clothing, something you don't see too often in antique stores. These pieces are in impeccable condition. Lots of detail here, and I'm sure without air conditioning back then, they had to have some light summer clothing, or perhaps this is something they wore underneath their beautiful dresses. Priced at $88. This could even be for a country wedding. Ironstone pitchers. That would have been part of a wash basin. Some great pieces here. And now let's take a look at this hall tree. That's a practical item for placing jackets, umbrellas. Beautiful. And it's a way to add something interesting and practical to your entryway. Priced at $325, which I think is very fair. And this is catching my interest. I do enjoy metalware. Practical.
Two items of interest here. The hand crocheted bread liner that actually spells out bread will be fun to incorporate into your bread basket and maybe even give as a gift with something interesting. And this Arthur Court fleur-de-lis salad bowl is $35 and that sells for $100. This is brand new and a great price.
There's the Arthur Court backstamp, and remember, Arthur Court and Wilton Armitage are hand wash only. You cannot put these in the dishwasher. Beautiful colored glass with a bit of history.
These anchor hocking forest green sherbet dishes are irresistible with the bubble foot. This is a color they launched in the 1950s, one of their most successful ones they produced through the 60s. Anchor Hocking was founded in 1905 by Ike Collins of Lancaster, Ohio. He named his company after the Hocking River. In 1937, they merged with the Anchor Cap Enclosure Company, giving us the name Anchor Hocking, still in production today.
This is also catching my eye from the new Martinsville Glass Company, the Lady Astor decanter. She is a ruby beauty. Just love this set. Priced at $95 from the 1930s. Something you certainly don't find too often. Look at the beautiful colors. And I'm also admiring the piece that it's all sitting on, priced at $20. This is an exceptional deal.
It's not all about the forest green. We have another great collection here with this decanter set in ruby glass. What I'm seeing is what's underneath. This is used in a very creative way. Let me show you this great gift and tabletop essential that is hiding here. It's the Colony Swirl from Fostoria. Beautiful handle. And this is actually easier to store than you can imagine. You turn it upside down and nestle that into a bowl, and then you have more space here if you're trying to fit it into a cabinet. This is great for serving and, of course, for placing a decanter set.
Another beautiful booth with many treasures to discover, including some tabletop finds. Hand-painted china was popular turn of the century. Many ladies learned this art, and blanks were supplied by Limoges, Rosenthal, Chinoiserie, and many companies, priced at $69 for this three-piece coffee set. Another ruby beauty from Martinsville Glass Company. This is an Art Deco 1930s design. You will notice the square saucers, priced at $69 for a set of 6. And red is a great color that goes with just about any holiday and occasion. You could combine that with so many different colors. I think that is a wonderful find. And if you have modern decor, this would go beautifully with that. And here's a closer look at that tapestry. Will definitely fill a wall space. And a unique stained glass piece with tulips. I always think of our viewers in the Netherlands when I see tulips. It'd be a great accent. Priced at $3.49. Demi-tasse cups in a familiar pattern. I have some plates that I have used as wall hangings in this very Mason's pattern.
A trio of Mason's demi-tasse. These can be used for espresso, bouillon, or even a sweet dessert inside. This is a company that started in 1813 when Charles James Mason began his ironstone works. This Belvedere pattern is a beauty. Let's take a look at the back stamp. The beautiful transfer printed crown, along with the pattern name Belvedere and the country of origin, England. Surprisingly, we find a bit of different information on the demi-tasse. This actually includes guaranteed permanent and acid-resisting colors.
And that, of course, dates it to the 1940s. Lots of different teacups here. I see a Castleton design, Flow Blue. And if you're wanting to start or add to your teacup collection, this would be a great source. Many different eras represented here. Beautiful Sunnyvale from the Castleton China Company. Lots of different eras represented here. This one I think is the prettiest. And Flow Blue is ever popular, $14. That's also a very good price. I probably should have bought this for my teacup collection. I do not have Flow Blue. And it is always hard to read the back stamp since it is just as the design, Flow Blue. A Haviland cup and saucer for $11. That's great for spring. Just love that design. The Rosalind pattern, and that is Haviland made in America. Art Deco design. This one's been hand painted. $12 from Rosenthal, a German manufacturer from Bavaria. And beautiful Imari. This was first made in the 1600s for export, priced at $125 for a 3-piece set. And this teacup is $15 from Melba, bone china. And there's that back stamp with the crown. Just love it. Truly a teacup source here in this store. And the Amari set is made in England. I have some jewelry made by China Baroque in the Amari that I had sourced and had custom made. I just love it. I feature that in a visit to Heights Antiques on Yale in Houston. You could take a look at that. Beautiful teapot.
Imari is characterized by a combination of blue, red, and gold. It has its origin in Arita, Japan, where they found a nearby quarry that could supply the kaolin necessary for producing porcelain. When it was shipped to the West, it left the port of Imari, and that's how we get the name. But it was actually introduced to Japan in the 1590s by Korean potters.
Another beautiful teapot in that familiar willow pattern, but it is not blue willow. This one is a different shade. And I always turn it over and look at the back stamp. The spout is in great condition, and it is Sadler, priced at $69.
A Sadler pink willow teapot. This is a company that started in 1882 when James Sadler opened up his works in Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent. He specialized in brown Betty teapots. The company was later sold to Churchill China, and they closed the Sadler division in 2021.
Lots of top brands and fine and elegant items in this booth, including sterling silver, triple candle holder, vintage glass. This is a mid-century look, $22. I love this. That's a great price. Think of how you could nestle a gift inside if this were a way to present it instead of spending money on a disposable bag. I always think of a vintage item as packaging. Waterford Crystal martini glasses, the perfect pair. Priced at $165, this is the Lismore pattern, which is their #1 selling pattern, and it happens to be #1 across all of tabletop. An Aurifer's bowl for $80. That's a fantastic piece. And Aurifer's is very heavy. Quite a substantial statement piece. Make a great gift. A tower of flow blue. It's not often that you find that many pieces in one pattern. Very well priced. And you could, of course, use these, display them, many ways to enjoy.
Flow blue was popular from about 1830 to 1915, and there are 3 different periods for flow blue: early, middle, and late Victorian. This is late Victorian because you will see less embellishment on the plate, the center is white, and this is more of an Art Nouveau influence. The back stamp gives us information. It is the Litchfield pattern from Ridgway's. Semi-porcelain, beautiful on the back, just as it is on the front. That's a great price and hard to find so many in one pattern.
Some beautiful furniture, glassware, and even a clock. Each booth is like a whole new discovery. And the elegant glass absolutely speaks to me. $50, another great gift.
These plates are another beauty and practical item from the Moundsville, West Virginia company, part of their Master Etchings line. Other patterns they introduced at the same time are Willemere, Chintz, and one of my favorites, Navarre.
These plates are beautiful. And the beauty is that they blend with any pattern. They will dress up your table, especially if you have maybe a pastel colored tablecloth. They show nicely. $145 for the set of dessert plates. I see some Waterford Crystal and some more etched goblets. Priced at $110 for a set of 7. These retail for $49.50. You see that Waterford sticker? That is from the 80s, even late 70s. And this is not the Lismore pattern. It is actually The Kildare. You will notice it has a blank base or foot. It is not cut. These are exquisite ruby-footed sherbet glasses. Perfect for champagne, for chocolate mousse. $18 for a set of 3. I wish they had even more. I probably would have bought them. Fine glassware. And here's another bowl in that same Fostoria pattern, priced at $70. And I see Waterford Crystal here, very well priced, $38. A wine coaster with the happiness design. Those are little ribbons. You also would have seen that design in their toasting flutes and champagne bucket for the millennium. A vintage Victorian lemonade set. Beautiful. And they say it's actually from the 1940s, priced at $75. And that furniture piece could anchor a room. Just love it. Priced at $1,000. And if you think of furniture prices today, that is actually not a bad price if you're looking for a large furniture piece. I just love a beautiful table setting. It stops me in my tracks. And when you see the blue and the gold, I do anything for cobalt. I think that is such a fantastic color. And of course, mixing it with the gold tones is ideal. And you'll see that they used a napkin as a placemat. Aren't these fun? That's a different pattern. Thun, original cobalt.
There's nothing better than a beautifully set table. This is a blend of 2 different porcelain manufacturers, Royal Worcester in the Regency pattern and Thun, which is a Czech porcelain manufacturer with a 230-year history.
The gold electroplate flatware was a great choice with this cobalt and the brass accents of the candle holders. Quite a regal setting, and it certainly gives you some ideas of how you can mix things at home. And that pattern is just amazing. Fine English china, Royal Worcester, Regency pattern, beautiful back stamp, just as pretty underneath as it is with the design. And this trio is absolutely wonderful. Look at those colors with that lavender, a bit of the orange that could go very well for autumn. It is the fine Concord china back stamp made in the USA. And you could certainly stretch this with either vintage glass, white dishes, $65 for the set. This vintage glass cake stand is definitely getting my attention. I have the same one that I used in my wedding with a faux cake that was made especially for it, priced at $42. That's a great price. This is well over 100 years old. The banana boat, you could certainly stack these. Beautiful. And more china. $265, service for 8.
The Warwick China Company was made in Wheeling, West Virginia from 1887 to 1951. The old Abbey Rose pattern debuted in 1949.
And they actually have 2 different back stamps within the pattern. Interesting, from different eras. I'm sure someone collected this pattern over the years. I like the pastel colors. And now one of my very favorite design elements with the familiar Chinoiserie. And they have some newer pieces along with some vintage, and I think it blends beautifully. $49 for a set of 4 of these vintage glasses. I'll tell you more about the pattern and that beautiful transferware. Swinnerton, Staffordshire, England, and the Silverdale pattern. Love that back stamp. These are certainly some more modern pieces. Just love the Chinoiserie. And this hurricane lamp that is now electric has a hand-painted shade. Priced at $150. It's all about the Netherlands. That is a fun piece. You could spend all day with the blue and white.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Chinoiserie, which is the Western interpretation of Eastern art and design. You will see that most everything here is the blue and white. There are ways to incorporate vintage elements with the modern day Chinoiserie. We will also see some vintage glass and transferware.
It's the perfect size beverage glass, anything that you serve with ice, or it could also be for a malt or a trifle dessert.
The Jamestown Fostoria is a nice addition to the Chinoiserie. This was made from 1958 to 1982 in that swirl pattern. Absolutely love this. They also have some sherbet to match. And transferware is actually inspired by Chinoiserie. I invite you to take a look at a previous segment at Stockyards Antiques in Sealy, where I share the history.
If you already have ginger jars, vases, one item that you might want to search for is the foot bath. And you do find this in different styles. It's not just the blue and white. That is a classic look. It's either rectangular or oval. And this is great for parties when you are icing some drinks, wine bottles. Of course, you could place plants inside, a silk floral arrangement. Priced at $175. This is a large size. And here's a smaller one for $89. And they usually tell a story. This is a fantastic piece from Copeland Spode, priced at $150. This must have been in a fine home. There is such detail. Look at the handles. You even see what looks like a butterfly design. The finial that's been gilded. It's just incredible. Probably from a historic home. The Old Britain castles is a very popular pattern, but usually you see it in the pink and not the blue. This is quite nice with a beautiful back stamp. And here, center court, we're going to find some more treasures. And perhaps a familiar brand. And our favorite crystal. I just knew we would find some hidden gems today. Sweet and petite. It is a mini crystal vase priced at $15, but we are going to look for that acid etched logo. And there it is, Waterford in the Gothic lettering, which tells us it's from the 1980s or early 90s. This is a great idea to place a cloche on a trivet. I like that. And another hidden gem. I was pleased to find this. It is very familiar to me. A glass-handled cake knife for $16. And of course, we know it's got a pedigree. And I like that engraving.
I just knew we would find hidden gems in this old high school gym. The Waterford Crystal violet vase in the Atlanta pattern is pretty and practical. For $15, it's an excellent price. It can also double as an individual salad dressing server. So keep that in mind when you're out antique shopping. You might pick up some affordably. The Waterford Crystal cake knife was marketed to brides. This is the more modern handle. You'll see it's a bit oval instead of round. It is engraved with the year 2000, which is the year my daughter Elizabeth was born, and this would be great for using for her celebrations and occasions. Well priced at $16.
And there is the modern Waterford acid etched logo. Beautiful glassware in the Fostoria American pattern, the most prolific pattern in U.S. glassmaking history. They had over 400 different shapes and sizes in this very pattern. And here we've got lots of great beverage choices. You could serve just about anything with these. The green and pink is the perfect party combination. I love how they pulled together the different glassware, vintage china, and that gold electroplate with the flatware. It's a beautiful design. This is definitely the Depression glass. Love all those roses. Let's take a look at the back stamp. Theodore Haviland, New York, in the Varennes pattern. Just incredible. Priced at $235 for all of the china.
A beautiful table anchored by Theodore Haviland, along with Depression glass, an elegant glass of the Depression era. Love these party colors of pink and green, and this opalescent from Fenton is definitely something that belongs on this table. You'll notice that coin dot pattern, the ruffled edge, well priced at $110.
I've had such fun shopping the Spring Hill Antique Mall. There's a lot to discover from many different eras. Styles are represented. It's an exquisite chocolate set in a pattern that looks like Lenox, but it's actually made in Germany. If you're in the Tennessee area, I encourage you to come out to Spring Hill Antiques. You'll discover some great treasures.
So glad you joined me today for the Spring Hill Antique Mall in Spring Hill, Tennessee. I'm taking home a couple of items today, including the Fenton opalescent pitcher in that coin dot ruffled pattern and the Waterford Crystal cake knife. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with antique shopping.